What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Digibyte, and OMG. That's what we're going to be going over today. But first of all, I want to start out. I haven't really got to look at, crypto YouTube in quite a while. So last night I started looking around for the first time, I'd say in a couple months, and I saw that there's a lot of people still talking about $1 million Bitcoin right now, or Bitcoin's going to $500,000, whatever. And guys, truly, I want to come on here and just talk to you because I've been in this space for about 3 years now. Yeah, roughly around 3 years. And, I've heard it over and over and over and over that Bitcoin's going to this, Bitcoin's going to that, it's going to be $100,000. And truthfully, guys, as nice as I can say it, we haven't even turned $10,000 into support. We've failed at $10,000 about 6 times now. You can see up here, what we've been in is this ascending triangle. And we were having these higher lows coming in, but we had this flat top besides this little manipulation that we had here. But each time we kept trying to get up over top of that, we couldn't do it. We tried again. That's 2, 3, 4, manipulation, 5, 6 times that we've tried to get up over top of that, and the bulls couldn't do it. So, we're going to get into the technical analysis here, but I just want you to know it's extremely important not to put all your eggs in one basket and say, Bitcoin's going to $1 million, so I should buy here, I should buy here, I should buy here. Guys, that's the way you go broke. When you're in a downtrend, you don't want to be buying, okay, unless you're playing a reaction and you know what you're doing. Like this, after a big downfall, if you're reading indicators and your RSI here on the 4 hours at 5 and you're starting to see a higher low being formed, and you can jump in and ride this knowing that it's most likely going to be on low volume and there's going to be a huge dump afterwards, that's fine. But if you're just trying to accumulate, you want to accumulate in an uptrend. And in the macro sense here, if we step back and we take a look at this, and this is the macro sense, we still have lower highs continuously coming in. And you can see that flat top there and that 10,500 we could not get up above. And what also happened here on the 4 hour time frame is that we have now lost our 200 moving average. And for the most part, we have held that since April 5th, 2020. So in my opinion, that's significant. What I'd be looking for is to see if we can hold 8,674 as support to the downside. And you can see we've had this alarmment for quite a while at 8,535. But the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this, guys, I've heard of people losing marriages, everything over cryptocurrency. They were buying the top, thought they were going to become millionaires. Where's the Lamborghini, everything. And people killed themselves, all different types of stuff, guys, suicides. And this is where you have to realize nothing comes easy. Making money is not easy. And what you need to do is understand technical analysis and price action, and understand that when you have an 18% pump, I bet you the next day, 13% of it's going to get sold off. So take your profits. That just is what it is. And as you learn this stuff, you can see each pump over here, anytime we had a big pump, we at least lost half. Another pump, we at least lost half. That's just how it is. There's retracements to the 0.618, 0.786 all the time in this space. And why, if we start breaking down hard through this ascending triangle, which 30% of the time an ascending triangle will break to the downside, we could pull up our Fibonacci here and take a look at this. So if we go from our low to our high of this move, of this trend that we've been in my opinion, it's an intermediate term secondary trend because the macro trend is still overall down. But if you look at this, we haven't even fully retraced back to the 0.236, which would be at 8,249. Then it'd be that 0.382 at 7,131, and then that 0.5 at 6,000. So truly this could drop all the way back down into this area, this 63 down to this 56, and then that might be a good buying opportunity and ride something up a Fibonacci or two and then sell it back off. And I just really think, guys, even if you're hodling, this isn't financial advice, have a hodl stack and then try to learn how to trade and do it small. Do $100 trades, $300 trades, and work your way up and learn this stuff, because you don't want to be at mercy of the market, in my opinion. In a market like this that we're in, that's also been correlating with the stock market, which I don't like right now. That's tough. I love cryptocurrency. Don't get me wrong by any means. I love crypto. I love the decentralized nature of it. I'm all about that. Guys, I got a lot of libertarian in me. I'm just, putting it out there that I'm about small government. I want the government out of my life. as much as possible. I want to take care of myself in many ways, and I won't get into that because YouTube won't let me. But, when you're looking at this type of stuff and you start seeing that, okay, each time we have a sell-off, it goes back to the 0.5, goes back to the 0.618, minimum 0.382. You start looking at these things and you don't get FOMO and you don't say, I have to jump in this position right now. Because for me, guys, we've been in a huge range of chop here for quite a while, and now we're starting to break to the downside. If we don't hold 8,600 as support, then it'd probably be that 82 and then down around 71. So in my opinion, I'm waiting for a great buying opportunity. I told you I haven't been in the market in quite a while here. I haven't played any of this. Volume to the downside, you can see the higher volume's been to the downside. So these are all things that we have to watch. I'm not saying a huge whale can't come in just like we had up here, manipulate something. We start going up through 10,500. Anything can happen in this space, but you have to be realistic, and you can't get your brain all focused on, man, Bitcoin's going to $1 million, because no one knows for sure. No one would have known, 6 months ago that we'd be in a pandemic. Anything can change in the world at any time. So you also have to factor that in. That's why I believe risk management's number one. And I just want to talk to you guys about this stuff. I want to be truthful in what I've learned over this stretch. And in my opinion, and what I've seen, my trading has done so much better than my hodling. And my hodling basically started in 2017 in June, May, April, right in that time frame. And trading's been more successful. So I think to have two separate trading stack and a hodl stack is the way to go. But I just wanted to put this on here and guys say, be very careful here looking at Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin dumps, then the altcoins are most likely going to be dumping as well. So that's Bitcoin. And guys, if you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. You want me to be honest with you and come on here, tell you what I'm seeing from a technical standpoint, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to try to blow, smoke up your butt or anything. I don't have a wizard's hat. I don't have a crystal ball. No one does. The whales are in control, and we have to align ourselves with the trend and try to trade the trend the best that we can. That's my opinion on it. So we're going to move into Ethereum next. ETH's at $225. We failed at this critical resistance area we were looking at for quite a while at $247, almost $248. You can see this previous area. We hit it before, hit it here, tried again. So we failed. Now we're trying to hold this 200 moving average as support. And that's extremely important for us to hold that, just like we were talking about in Bitcoin, because now we're starting to have in green the 20 EMA, the 50. They're starting to curl over top of that price action. So when we do have that bounce, a lot of times you'll go back to the 50 and then you'll fall again, back to the 50, you fall again, and the trend starts to change. This looks like almost a rounding top up here. So all I want to say is be careful in this area here. We've had our trend line break. A lot of the times you can even go back and back test the trend line before you move farther. But for me right now, I'm going to keep all eyes on this 200 moving average, really looking at the price action. And you can see to the downside, the heavier volume has been to the downside. And then we're having weak reactions right now. So, could this be distribution in the trend changing? It definitely could be, and we need to be aware of that. Okay, so that's Ethereum, guys. We're going to move into Litecoin. I don't want to take too much time from anybody right now, so we're going to move through these. We're at $43 for Litecoin. Still, guys, downside pressure. You can always look at the volume. Heavy volume to the downside, weak reaction volume, clearly in a downtrend. Volatility stop is to the downside right there at 44. So that's saying basically you should be in a short. If anything, you shouldn't be in a long. We had our purple trend line break. We've had our green trend line break, which we back tested. You can see that a lot of times that happens because guys will get out. They missed. They say they were doing something or they didn't have a stop loss in, and all of a sudden we dumped. They'll wait for that reaction, and then they'll sell again, and we'll start to fall. Guys, this stuff really, when you study it and learn it, it's unbelievable, because basically this price action is driven by guys who are seeing what I'm seeing, obviously being better than what I'm seeing, but are seeing what I'm seeing and they're going, okay, this is not a good situation to be buying in right now. I'm going to wait till I see a clear trend so that I'll trade it. I don't want to trade sideways chop and get stopped out of the market over and over and over. You want to have that trend. Okay, so that's Litecoin, guys. Be very careful right now. I would look to hold support of $40 roughly, and resistance, we're going to need to get over that 200 moving average of $44.91 is what it's looking like here. So the next one we're going to get into is Omg Dgb. And this was a position that I was in. I was playing Omg Go, guys. I was getting them about 140, somewhere right in that range. I ended up selling off at 165 because it just started really getting ugly in here. And I figured, a small little profit's better than, falling to the downside. And what I'm looking to do is rebuy them again at some point because I do like Omg Go. It's a project I like. I like trading it. It's had a clear trend line break, heavy volume. But now we're looking at that $1.37 as support, which we went down and we tagged on a wick there. So now we would need to get over top of $1.61, and then it's going to be up around 168, all the way up around that $1.89 is what we'd be looking at there. But support, it's critical that we hold this area, or we could be dropping back down to about 120 and then even back to $1 psychologically. So be very careful with these altcoins right now as we're looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so that's going to be Omg Go. And you can also see, guys, this potentially could be, if Ethereum gets moving or whatever, this could be a massive flag, a bull flag, to where we make a beautiful push, back up into $5, $6, $7, $8, but we're just not there yet. Right now, we're having that downside pressure. Okay, we need a huge stick of volume to come back in and break up through that $1.89 and turn it into support and never look back. That's what we're looking at for Omg Go there. Then, guys, we're going to look at Digibyte, last one here. And if you get some from these, like, subscribe, leave me a message down low. Tell me what you think. I mean, do you think right now Bitcoin's going to $1 million in the next couple months, or do you see what's taking place right now? And in my opinion, I just want to get up above 10,000 and turn that into strong support. That's where I'd be excited. All right, so we'll go Digibyte, and we'll do it for Bittrex. See if that'll give us the most chart here. And what I want to do for Digibyte, I actually want to go out to the 1-day time frame for us. Okay, so Digibyte, guys, we went all the way down to this 50 moving average here, but you can see this is a really long wick. If we ended up closing like this potentially could be a hammer candle where we're setting a higher low that potentially could take us up over top of that 0.02382. If it could close like this for the day, is what you want to remember here, okay? Because typically for a hammer candle, you want the wick to be about 2 times as long as the body is what you're looking for there. And you want it to come on heavy volume. We'd have to watch the day, see where that finishes, but it would come off that 50, which would be important here. And then we would try to get up over top of around that 0.02444. But what you have to remember is it depends on Ethereum most likely, guys. If Ethereum starts dumping along with Bitcoin, then it's just gonna, it doesn't matter what's going on with the Digibyte chart, it's just gonna most likely pull it back down. And that's the problem, okay? So that's why you always have to guard yourself as well. If you're watching, Digibyte, you need to be paying attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that as well. But this would be nice if we could find support off there, higher low, come up here, set a higher high is what we'd be looking for. And you can see we're still up above the 20 EMA, we're up above the 50 and the 200 there, which is important. If we take a look at our RSI, relative strengths at about 55. So we're running a little bit more neutral here, guys. I just wait to see how this candle closes, what type of volume it comes on, and see if we can get a push off that and have that as support. See if we can get up over top of around that 0.02373 is what we're looking at there. So just want to bring you a quick one today, guys. God bless you all. If you get some from this, let me know down low. Take care.